Yeah, yeah,
Yeah, I
Okay.
can.
yeah, no problem.
Okay. All right. So, so welcome everybody. This is our final presentation for at least the Invictus side of the channel, the challenge. So it's been really, really cool, guys. You know, we've loved seeing your submissions. We've loved seeing everything that's been happening in the group chat, every submission that you guys have made. It's been incredible. We received so many designs and we received, such variety of things. That's just been really amazing to see. Okay, um, so just to let you know, guys, this meeting is being recorded. So if you guys want to have a look at it afterwards, you can. Um, okay, so so in general, guys, we received over 50 submissions. We received different types of styles, which was just absolutely amazing. What we actually really liked was the fact that a lot of you actually incorporated your individual personalities in your designs as well, which was really nice to see. I've been part of challenges that don't necessarily do that. They just full on try to impress the person who created the challenge, that they forget that they had their own individual personality. But it's been really nice to see that you guys made sure that you incorporated your own styles of sketching, your own styles of aesthetics. It's been amazing. At the same time, there were different ages as well, so different levels of experiences. So we had like 7, 8 year olds sign up as well, all the way till 33 and 40 years old. Although the bulk of you were from the age of 15 to 24, something like that. But it was really cool to see that, we had such a variety of age groups as well. Okay, so, believe it or not, this was actually a learning curve for Sid and me as well. Now, Sid actually does sketch, but seeing you guys as well, he's improved. He's got some new ideas that he wants to try out, which has been absolutely amazing. And for me, well, most of you know I don't actually sketch. I'm more of a 3D modeling person, but I'm a huge fan of design in general. And I thought, it'll be really nice to create this challenge and learn something from you guys as well. So thank you for this. This has been absolutely amazing for the both of us as well. Okay, so the general feedback that we'd like to give you, obviously, most of you guys out here were absolute beginners, which is completely awesome because it shows us that, you're really trying to step up your game. You're really trying to explore more opportunities. So it's been really nice for us to see that so many of you guys are actually beginners. But saying that, there are a few things that we'd like to sort of communicate with you. And so one of the things was views. So a lot of you only gave either 1 or 2 views, and that's not bad. That's actually really great. The only thing is when you're trying to, for example, you're designing a car for somebody, for a company, or even for yourself. If you want to communicate this idea with somebody, it's always nice to see more views involved, which means that, the person who's viewing your designs actually has a better understanding of what you're trying to communicate. So more views. So in engineering, what we usually like to do is we give a front, back, side view, and top view as well, along with some sort of an isotropic view. Maybe it's orthogonal, 45 degrees, all that kind of good stuff. That's not necessary, obviously, but different types of views always help. Details. So, for example, if there's a special condition in the if there's a special condition in the design brief, for example, if the design brief said something like, oh, we want your car to be very aerodynamic, and if you went on and did research on what aerodynamics means, you'd probably understand that you need a kind of a streamlined body. So then if you did incorporate the streamlined body in your car, then you should, highlight it and say, look, this part is streamlined for more aerodynamic efficiency and stuff like that, right? So that was one thing that we would have liked to see a bit more. A lot of you did do it, but a lot more of you did not do it. Next thing is to do with proportions. So obviously we did say go crazy and everything, but if your proportions were deliberately out of proportion, that's fine. But if it was by mistake, we'd recommend you look more into what proportions are. So, for example, if you're designing this car for somebody who is, I don't know, 6 feet tall, but the seat height only gives you 3 feet. Well, he's not going to fit in the car, right? So stuff like that you need to sort of take into account. Obviously, we didn't really go into the whole ergonomic design of the car, but just generally, when somebody looks at the car, they should feel like, oh wow, this yes, it looks good, but it also makes physical sense. And the other thing we would have loved to see was your thought processes and your thinking ideas and stuff like that, because a lot of you, this is something that we mentioned in the first presentation as well. So a lot of you had really good designs, but they were not communicated at all. So we weren't even told why you sort of came up with this design, or what inspired you and stuff like that. So obviously one of the things was that in the submission box we gave you a inspiration box, where you would have said, okay, this is what inspired me and stuff like that. Okay, so I just thought in general it would have been nice to see more thought process and thinking. Some of you did it really well, by the way, but most of you didn't do it at all. So just in general, when you draw your sketch and you want to communicate this idea, which is very important, guys, you want to make sure that you can communicate it through either sketches or your words, or just in general show your thought process, because at the end of the day, it's not just about the final thing, it's also how you got there that really matters. All right, so this challenge actually made us face a huge amount of challenges ourselves, because like we said, so we had people from the age of 8 all the way till age 40. So we didn't know how to split it properly, so we spent a lot of time after the submissions were made, to really break it apart and see what is the best way to judge this. So in general, obviously, we looked at the design that you guys gave us. So how your vehicles looked, your ways of sketching, just the general sort of theme, the general vibe that you get from looking at this vehicle. Like, what do you feel? Are you feeling the things that we mentioned, or is it something that's completely random? And at the same time, communication. So like, I keep mentioning this because it's very important when I appreciate that you guys are beginners, but when you go more to the professional side, you'll understand how important it is to communicate things. So whether it's through your sketches. So for example, you have your front mirrors designed a certain way, so you can circle that, highlight it somewhere, and say, look, I designed this for this specific reason because it looks really cool this way. Cool. So that's something that we would have loved to see. So either through your sketches, through your words, or through a different document. So even in the submission box, we gave you a chance to really express in words how you felt about your design. And obviously we would have loved and one of the other things for judging was your research. So were you able to clearly show what your research was, what was your thought process and stuff like that? Okay, so are we ready? Okay, not yet. But basically categories. So when we first did the kickoff meeting, I said that there are probably going to be 3 winners, but because of the amount of people who have signed up and the variety of people who've signed up, things are subject to change. So we saw a huge difference in age and experience. So we decided to actually make 3 more winners. So we didn't reduce the number of winners, we increased it. So there will be 3 from below 18 and 3 from above 18. In general, this sort of encapsulates the general population that was there who signed up and submitted. Okay, so as for the prizes, obviously anyone who successfully submitted even one design gets a certification of participation. You also get a certification of winning if you are one of the official winners. And each winner gets a cash prize of £15 or equivalent. So if you're in India, don't worry, that will be converted to rupees. It's around 1,500 rupees cash prize for each person. Okay, so are we ready? Take a deep breath in, because you're about to announce the winners. By the way, the winners are in no particular order. There's no 3, 2, 1. It's just winners. All of them are there. Okay, 3, 2, 1. So our first winner is Dhruv Rao. And as you can see from the sketch, so apparently this is Dhruv's first time doing something like this. And I just think it's absolutely incredible that despite it being his first time, he's put in, so much detail, and he's 15 years old, and the research the research that he's done kind of shows around. So first of all, the aesthetic of the car itself is just amazing. So he's given a side view, a front view, and a back view. And in the brief, he's actually told us that he's inspired by a couple of them and he's merged them into one, which is absolutely amazing to see. If you zoom in, which unfortunately I cannot, I do not have the feature over here, but he's explained what materials that he's used for every sort of part of the car, which is just very impressive. And I also love the way, that he's tried to highlight some of the shading. So obviously, with limited resources like this, he still managed to color some of it in. And if that wasn't enough, he's actually even shown, look, he said over here somewhere that he's done it in matte gray. That's my mouse. Yeah, so in matte gray. So he's really trying to show what sort of vibe he's going for and what this car would look like if it was made in real life. So it's obviously one thing do it on sketch. There's another thing doing it on rendering, but then trying to make the person really imagine what it's going to be like would be something else. He's also explained some of the non-material side of things. For example, in the front you can see it says airway. So that's for someone like me who doesn't know cars that well. It's explaining to me that you have looked at it even from an engineering perspective, which is really nice to see. Okay, so Sid, do you have anything to say for this?
Yeah, I think you covered up basically all the points that we had discussed for this, all the points of merit.
Yeah.
Of course, the main point being that at such a young age, being his first design, this is really, really amazing.
Mm-hmm.
Honestly, the amount of detail and the attention to detail, actually, if you look at all the details,
Yeah.
you can see even in the wheel rims, the brake discs and all of those things, those are particularly really cool about the car. And of course, in general, the amount of detailing that's gone in, the labeling and all, it gives a really professional edge to something that he's
Yeah.
done.
Yeah.
So I really love this.
Yeah. Yeah. So congratulations, Dhruv. You have won £15 from this Invictus Design. I hope you had I hope you had a great time designing this, because we really love it. Just the way everything's been done. So congratulations, Dhruv. Let us know how you feel right now, Dhruv, in the chat, and we'll reply to it as soon as possible. Okay, are we ready for the next one? Okay. So next we have Parth Madhure, who is 17 years old. Now, Parth is the only person in this entire challenge who submitted a video and a PDF explaining his thought processes, step by step. I just absolutely amazed the way he had done it. So Parth actually submitted 3 different designs, if I'm not wrong. So of course you see the car on the left-hand side, you see the bike on the right-hand side, and there was another design. That I didn't have space to include it, unfortunately, but that was also amazing. So just the way that he said that there's a concept sketch and then there's a key sketch. If I could, I would show you his video as well. Parth, if you're okay with it, I'm very excited to share your video with the people in the chat. So if you're okay with it, let me know. I will link the video to them as well. But you can see over here that, just the way the things have been designed, the way he's communicated them, not just on paper and in sketch, but also the way he did it in the video. So really putting all of this together, we thought he really deserves a prize over here. So Parth, very, very well done on this. We really love the way you've done this. Sid, do you want to say anything?
Yeah, stuff I like about this, honestly. First of all, congratulations, Pat. I love your design. So first off, all of the things that we really noticed about this, the first thing being that with the car that he's designed, I think it's amazing how brave he has been with the form, because when we talk about the design brief, we went for elegant, sleek, and all those sort of objectives. So what you would imagine is basically some sort of Rolls-Royce like car or some sort of very sleek supercar. But to put that into a speedster form, honestly, is just mind-blowing. It's not even something that I would have attempted to do. And of course, the next thing being the technical terms that he's used. So the airways, and after that, the carbon fiber materials, the concept sketch, the key sketch, all of those things really bring out some neat little terms that he knows, and a good knowledge of design in general. So I think, yes, this really is a deserving one.
Perfect. So congratulations, Parth. See, what I also really like is, in the PDF and stuff, you can sort of see also how it went from the concept to the key sketch, which is like the first idea and then the final idea kind of thing. It's really nice. Okay, ready for the next one? So by the way, Parth, let us know how you're feeling right now in the chat, and we'll reply to it. as soon as possible. Okay.
Oh, and they just
Yeah.
okay. Let's just go ahead with this.
You sure?
Yeah, yeah, sure, sure.
Okay. So the next one is Shweta, 17 years old as well. Guys, I cannot express how I felt when I first saw this. This was mind blowing. And you guys are probably wondering, well, hello, this does not even look like a car. What is going on? And see, the thing is, guys, we didn't mention that it has to be a car. We actually said do whatever you want. Obviously, we said if you want to do multiple submissions, make one that looks like a car, and then go crazy. What Shweta has done here really is just incredible. Like just to look at the way it's been made, the detailing, and look at the way that she's even researched the color palette. Now that is something that, I didn't expect anyone to do, but this has been done, and I think it's absolutely amazing. Now Shweta actually has never designed a car before. So in her she sent us an entire document detailing what had been done every single day from the day the challenge began. And I think that's mind blowing because keeping track of your thoughts, keeping track of how you got inspired from what you got inspired, what research you did every single day is dedication. So it shows that Shweta was really, really excited about this challenge and she showed it to us. And I just think this just looks so cool. Like, see, the thing is, um, your car or your vehicle can look very good, but it also needs to set a mood when another person looks at it. So, for example, if you look at a Lamborghini commercial, on YouTube or a Ferrari commercial, you're not just looking at the car. You may think you're just looking at the car, but actually, everything that you're taking in includes the colors, includes the backgrounds, the sounds that the car is making, all of that stuff. And what Shweta has done over here is actually, not just shown the vehicle, but look in the back. She's actually chosen a color palette to make you feel that sort of a mood that you want to feel. And and the other thing that she's done in her document as well is also shown the way that the things work. So the purple things on the side, they open up for storage and stuff. And I just think it was mind blowing to see. So congratulations, Shweta. I was very, very impressed with this. Sid, do you want to say anything?
Yeah, a few things. So first of all, congratulations, Shweta. And I've just got to say that I was completely mind blown, not just by the design, but also by the document. Definitely, that was a definite highlight for the both of us, to be honest. So of course, I'll just tell you a little bit about the document. So as Tejaswa said, it's basically research over the 2 weeks of the challenge. That was amazing. But what else was amazing was that how she actually showed us the thought process so we could actually feel like, oh, wow, we're actually involved in the design process. That's really amazing. Another thing that I did actually find amazing was how she added her own style to this. So as Tejaswa said at the start of this meeting, we were amazed by how you all, included all of your own styles, your sort of signature style in this. And Shweta has always had a sort of illustration sort of style, I think. So this is a tribute to both the automotive world and her own style as well. So these were some of my favorite things about this one. So yep, definitely deserving one.
We both instantly knew this was a winning design, by the way.
Yep.
Shweta. Okay, good. So these three were the below 18 winners. Sid, you wanted to say something before. What happened?
Yeah, I was wondering, do we want to actually show Parth and Shweta's document right now or later?
Let me finish the presentation. If they're okay with it, then I'll show it.
Okay, yeah, sure.
Yeah? Okay.
Cool.
Shweta, just let us know if you're okay with us showing your document to them. By the way, guys, on the website, I will post all your submissions if you're okay with it. If you're not okay with it, just send me a private message that I don't want my design to be shown on the website, um, and we'll not post it. But I think I should post all of them because all your designs are really good. Okay, next we have Sunny Panag. So Sunny Panag is 19 years old. Sunny's design, when I looked at it, there was just this very calming mood that it displayed. So you can see like, okay, there's not many colors happening. There's, it's very minimal, it's very sleek and elegant, like just the way that, we said it in the design brief. But at the same time, it communicates it all just through the design, which is I just think it's crazy how he was able to do that. You know, and it's just one design, like, or the one on the left is just one design, but the way that it's been shown, it's kind of like it's not completely orthographic. It's sort of isometric, it's sort of perspective, but at the same time you're getting a depth into the car as well. So it's kind of like it's there, it's right in front of you, which I just thought was really cool. And just the way that, he's highlighted and rendered the sides of the car without detailing them, I think looks really, really cool. It's showing that element of speed as well, like, for example, if I highlight over here, that it's kind of like, yeah, I'm speedy, like Lightning McQueen. I just thought that was really cool. So obviously, yeah, we were very impressed with this design, but also the way it's been, shown and displayed really sets the mood that this is a very beautiful, sweet, elegant design. So Sunny actually had more designs. I think he submitted one more, and I believe he had even more designs that he wanted to submit, but I believe something happened to his computer. So even then, like, he was able to submit this, and I just think it was absolutely stunning. Even the vehicle on the right hand side just looks really cool. I really like the way that your raw sketches are also visible. It makes things a bit personal. Like, if you just show somebody the final result, they may think, okay, yeah, cool, that looks really nice. But when you show them the process as well, I think that's when things get a bit more, wow, you know, like, oh my god, it went from this to that kind of thing. And I think that's very impressive. So congratulations, Sunny. Sid, you want to say something?
Yep, sure. So of course, congratulations, Sunny. And honestly, what I really love about this is how it's not overstyled in any way, and of course the play of light. So it's a very well done render as well. And the sketch, of course, as they just said, it brings about a personal touch to it. It brings about a much more clearer sense. And so regarding the play of light, I think if you look at the image on the right, oh sorry, on the left, you can see that on the bottom left one, he's done a great job of actually showing the curves and the creases on the car. And the last thing I really like about this is how well perspective has been shown over here. And of course the contrasting colors. So I do especially love the sleek design, the minimalist look to all of these designs. And again, the color combination was something that honestly, of course, it's not a part of the car, but I think it does bring out a, again, like I said, professional sense in this. So that's definitely a highlight for me.
Yeah. Cool. So congratulations, Sunny. Let us know how you're feeling in the chat. And I'm sorry, I'm not able to read your chat right now because my screen is on full display and it's being recorded, so I can't read your chat just yet. But I will let you know whenever I do. Okay. So the next one was Rishikesh Talekar, and he's 22 years old. Now, this design, guys, now you may be thinking, well, it doesn't even have colors, it doesn't even have that. It doesn't matter because the way that he's just drawn it and the way that it's been rendered, also especially the way I think this is his own unique style of leaving some of the lines outside the car to show that it's kind of speedy. Really love that element of it. And obviously the car itself looks amazing, but what impressed us even more was the inspiration that he got. Um, his inspiration was through an animal, and he took inspiration from this animal. I don't remember what it's called, and he actually in the documentary he explained what parts of it he got inspired by and what he included. Really, really cool. I think this was his only design that he submitted, and he had another picture. Obviously, I just don't have space to include it here. But you can see the way that it's really been drawn. It's just a sketch, but it looks popping. Like it looks like it's there. I think it brings a sort of realism to it as well, which I really like. So congratulations, Rishikesh. So do you want to say something?
Yeah, of course. Again, congratulations, Rishikesh, on your design. So I'll just get to what I love. You can see you can see the animal that he was inspired by written on top of one of the cars. So it's a caracal. It's a sort of mountain cat if you would pass that or something. So I think I really love how functional this looks, and you can see how clear the thought process was while doing this. With as they just was said, those speed form lines and all. And even for an SUV, we weren't really expecting many SUVs, but this is really well done for a sleek, elegant and smooth SUV. It looks very, very futuristic, and it sort of has an aura of, being both a daily driver and of course something that can take you anywhere off-road. So congratulations on this, Sunny. I love this one, dude.
Rishikesh.
Oh gosh, sorry.
No, no, it's fine. It's
Oh my
fine.
gosh.
No, 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 it's okay. It's okay. It's okay.
Rishikesh.
No, Sunny was the previous one. Yeah. Cool. Rishikesh, let us know how you're feeling. And guys, by the way, let us know in general, all of you, how you feel about these designs, and because I haven't published these designs just yet, so let us know how you're feeling about these. Like, do you like them? Do you not like them? You know, stuff like that. What you think looks really cool. We'd love to know like what you guys are feeling in general as well. Okay, so that is 5 out of 6 winners. We have one more winner. Are people feeling excited, nervous? Is your stomach going crazy? Is your heart dropping? Because it happens to me when I have exams or when my results are coming out. I don't feel very good. But I hope you guys are feeling okay. Okay, so 3, 2, 1. So MD Rahat Farhan, 22 years old. Congratulations to you. Man, this these this just blew me away. Because I think he even posted this on the WhatsApp group chat, and I'm sure you guys all agree. The way this looks is stunning. Like, obviously, this is a 3D model. We did say that 3D models themselves are not allowed, but if you render it, it's okay. So this is acceptable. Now, what really impressed us is obviously this sort of at first sight, the first thing I looked at was the middle section, so it kind of reminded me of an Audi R8. But then I looked at the front, and then there was the Bugatti stuff. And then there's some stuff from, I don't know, there's just many cars in the same car. And it blew me out how all these cars' features are incorporated, but beautifully incorporated in the same design. And I just think that was really, really cool. Um, so obviously, this is a 3D model, so I can appreciate how much work has gone into this. It takes a lot of time to make something like this, guys. A lot of time, like hours and hours and hours. Just mind blowing. Um, Also, so he said that the main inspiration was a shark. So he incorporated some features from the animal shark, the fish shark, and included current car designs, put them all into one, and made this absolutely stunning piece of beauty. Said you want to say something?
Yep. So first thing first, obviously, congratulations, MD Raghvan. I'm not sure what MD stands for, so I'm just going to say the whole name. So the first thing that really struck me, as I just first said, was the harmonious blend of two or more cars, honestly. As you said, there's the R8 sort of side vent. Then there is the Bugatti, the horseshoe grill that we're all very familiar with. And there is the BMW, I don't know, it's the older 8 series or 5 series, I'm not sure, but it has the sort of homage-like look to them. And what I really love about this is the line flow in this, because that just blew me away. So you can see everything is proportional. Everything just flows from one place to another. There's, really, despite being an inspiration from so many cars and a creature like a shark, it's really cool how harmoniously everything blends in together. And honestly, proportioning is on point with this. And I really, really like the rendering. So congratulations on this one, Rahat.
Perfect. So that's it for the winners. I would love if you guys stayed and waited for the honorable mentions, because the even though there are only 6 winners, I do genuinely believe that every one of your designs was absolutely stunning. So hopefully you guys stick around, and I'll show you, what we loved about the other designs as well. But before we do that, I'm just gonna check and make sure that this is being recorded, and it is. Okay, that's perfect. Okay, I'm just going to back into this. Okay. Cool. So let's talk about the honorable mentions. Okay, so in no particular order. So actually, we're going age-wise now. So this is starting from 16 onwards. So Aditya Singh, so Aditya Singh, made these bikes. I think this was really, really cool. Just, just the way that it's been drawn and sketched. And also Sid mentioned that, he believes that when he was drawing this, he sort of had a very clear idea as to what it's going to look like, rather than just randomly designing something and then seeing how it goes, which is not a problem, but it sort of shows that he had a very clear idea. And now, if I had to buy a bike, guys, I would buy this bike. Like it just looks very cool. I love it. Absolutely love it. Sid, anything?
Yeah, so again, as you said, my favorite thing about this is how there was a clarity of idea, a clarity of form that you wanted to give. And of course, with bikes, the main design feature in them is the fuel tank or the petrol tank, which goes right up top in front of the seat. So you can see with the I think the hawk and the shark that is written on the image on the right, that there was a clear inspiration from these creatures. And the next thing I love about this is the rendering skills. So it's a great job with the rendering. You can see all of the surface, how they reflect lights, and in general, the play of light is really good, and the attention to detail also is actually mind-boggling. So yeah, I think this was really great, dude.
Perfect. So really, really well done, Aditya. I'm sorry, like we couldn't. It was a very difficult time for Sid and me to really sit down and decide who the winners will be. Obviously, these are stunning designs, guys. So please don't let this discourage you. I think you've done an amazing job. So please, you know, keep at it. Like we love this. Okay, next. Next, we have Aditya, who's also 16 years old. Now, here we have a very sort of minimal way of designing stuff. I personally love the car on the left. Just the way that there aren't many lines, but also at the same time, I'm assuming these are color pencils, and just the way that, personally, I've only ever used color pencils too. So, like, I understand now the way, but the things have been shaded as well on the right hand side, for example, looks crazy. Like, the bike on the right looks very, very cool in my opinion. Sid, want to say anything?
Yeah, I mean, this is really cool. So obviously, as you can see, the sketch is actually rather immaculate. You can see how clean the lines are, and it gives us a good idea of what he had in mind when he was doing this. So I love that about this. And secondly, I also love about the diversity in this actually in general. So as you can see, there's bike and car, both of them. And the other thing I like about this is the use of pencil rendering. So it's not exactly very common to see pencil rendering a lot in such challenges, but I think this is really cool.
Cool. So well done, Aditya. Okay, then we also have Manan Vashisht, who's 16 years old. Manan is the only person who did a bit of detail design and interior design as well. So on the left hand side, obviously you see this very, very cool aesthetic looking car. I love this car, Manan. This looks absolutely crazy. On the right hand side on the top, you can see, that he's worked a bit on the interiors, and I'm assuming this is a bit of a POV, which is like as if you're sitting in the car yourself and this is what you're seeing more from it looks kind of like a fisheye lens, which looks really, really cool. So the interior design looks great. Obviously, if you could, it would have been nice to see some sort of the features of your interior design, because I can see some things happening in the middle section. I really like the way the steering wheel has been made, but if you had we would have loved to see like a bit more, you explaining what these things are, just for us to get a bit more idea of what's happening. Otherwise, this just looks really cool, man. Obviously, good job. And also on the right hand side below, you can see some details on the headlights. I believe he's a great fan of headlights. Yeah, so he submitted a couple different views as well, but I thought I'd keep these ones as the main ones. They look absolutely stunning. So well done, Manan. We were very impressed with this. Sid, want to say anything?
Yeah, and honestly, I think the fisheye view sort of, it stood out for me, and also those headlight details. So I think Manan as well submitted a whole PDF showing all of these views and designs. So there were also isometric views. There were also some views from, the 3/4 rear wheel, 3/4 front view, all those things. And just in general, I think the amount of detail, the amount of work that has gone into making this whole a complete design is actually something that is pretty mind-boggling. So damn good work, Manan.
Amazing. Okay, so let's move forward. Shatij Kuwar, 18 years old. So at first sight, obviously, when I looked at the design on the left, I was like, whoa, what's going on here? It looks really cool, but I'm having slight difficulties understanding what's happening. So when I sat down and really looked at it, I realized, oh, it's just a reflection. Um, but I just think that just there's some sort of coolness to it, just the way that it's been displayed. It's kind of like it's so cool that I can even stand on water, kind of thing. I don't know. That's the first impression that I got. So I really like this thing that you did on the left. You know, and on the right, obviously, it's a completely different vibe that you've gone for. Very minimal, very simple. But I like the way that it really looks. So we thought we'd give you a mention, Kshitij. Sid.
Yeah. So honestly, it took me a while to understand what was going on the right side, but I think in the end what it boils down to is the amazing use of organic shapes in the symmetric design on the top and also in the car. So that shows again, I say this was at the white that he was going for. And the sketch on the left, I think, yeah, the reflection is absolutely killing it. Honestly, I mean, it shows, a sort of a rough, very rough shape of what he had in mind, the sleekness and the sharpness. So what I mean to say is, how we all love alphas, but why do we love alphas? Because they have, a sort of vintage feel to them. They might just break down at any moment. So I think this is the same that's going on with this sketch. This sketch really, brings out something like, wow, okay, I have a lot of potential in me. And just in general, it looks rather cool with the reflection. So I think creativity points there definitely.
Yeah.
So that's good work, dude, Shatij.
Okay. Good. Next, we also have Manav Patel. Now, Manav is 18 years old. I have seen Manav do a lot of crazy stuff with 3D design. So this was made in Fusion 360, which is a software I use as well. So he's actually shared some of his pictures on the chat as well. I believe he had a satellite launcher, an aircraft, some really, really crazy stuff happening, a robot as well. But this was the first time that he made a car. Now, for a first time making a car in 3D, I think this is amazing, to be honest, because trust me, I know how difficult it is to make a proper car in 3D, especially in Fusion. But the way that it just looks is very sort of minimal. It's got this sort of aesthetic to it that I really, really like. It's got this sort of flow to it. Yeah, Sid.
Yep. So of course, as you said, so I'll just a little backstory. They just called me up a few months ago, and he was like, "Well, okay, I've just realized that rendering a car in Fusion 360 is so tough." So I was like, okay, I have no idea because I mostly work with physical illustrations, but I think after seeing a few designs right now, I realize it does seem like a rather tough job. So I think it's a great job that he's done with the rendering of this. And also I love the way he's shown, some gaps and all those things. So you can see where the airflow might lead to and all of those sort of things. He's also given us a lot of views. So that really helps. So yeah, honestly, being the first car, I should congratulate you on this one, Manav.
Yeah.
This is amazing.
Madhav, I'm assuming that you've used T-splines in Freeform Workspace. Obviously, to give it a more organic sort of design, Um, I'd recommend also trying out doing it using surface modeling. I don't know if you are in this chat right now, but if in case you're listening, try out surface modeling as well because surface modeling gives I don't know, in my opinion, it gives a more realistic, not even realistic, but a more defined look rather than just being completely super flowy, if that makes sense. Obviously, if that's the style you were aiming for, then great. But sometimes I tried making a Ferrari using the flowy stuff; it just didn't work out. So try surface modeling as well if you have a more sort of detailed thing that you want to do. Okay, next, Pranay, who's 18 years old. So Pranay sent us I think it was one design, but a few different views. Um, I really am a big fan of the rendering that he's done on the left hand side. It's a very different looking vehicle, but still sort of it looks like it could be a beast kind of thing, like an angry beast coming at you kind of thing. I really like the way it's been rendered, so thought we'd share as an honorable mention. Sid.
Yeah. So of course he also submitted a few pen sketches, and I really like those pen sketches. Honestly, the way he's shown the form and the perspective in those, and of course this rendering is also pretty cool. The use of color, the use of proportion, and play with light. I really liked all of those things. So I think this is a rather cool job. So damn good work to Pranay. I like this.
Yeah. Good. Okay, then we have Riz Wiz, my boy Riz Wiz. So Riz, firstly, I am a huge fan of the design that you've created. Like the look that you have of this vehicle is so cool. Like I would personally buy this car. Just saying, I would buy this car if it was made in real life. So I love the way that it doesn't have a sort of it doesn't have those standard front, right, left, top, bottom views. They're very, in my opinion, random angles, but they make the car look more. I don't know. They give the person who's viewing it a more no, a more clear understanding of what's actually happening. So obviously, if you look at a front view, you don't know what's happening at the back. But if you look at a back view, you don't know what's happening in the front. So giving a view something that's something like this actually makes the person able to visualize what's happening even more. Now, I've noticed your trend. You don't like to draw wheels. Now, that may be your personal thing, I don't know, but I think it was really cool that you've had it consistent. Apart from the middle sketch where you have drawn the wheels, but I really really love the way that it's just so free. It's very dirty, like the way that you've drawn. It's very dirty, but I like it, in the sense that obviously you have the clear defined lines, but then also these random sort of lines flowing here and there, rough pencil sketches. Amazing, dude. Amazing. Sid.
Yeah, so in addition to all of the things that they just were said, so I loved all of those features as well. And what I do like about this is how Riz actually set a sort of form in his mind. So you can always see that these have a very flowy, a rather organic shape to them, along with a very good blend of sharp, geometric shapes. So that was one thing that really caught my eye, the way, he's rendered all of these things, but in a particular form rather than going over a million different forms and confusing himself. So that was one thing I really liked. And the second thing I liked is the ability to rapid sketch. So in designing, you really do need rapid sketching a lot. So you can see over here, he has the ability to actually complete sketches without actually completing them, if you know what I mean. So rapid sketching is brilliant, and as Tejas said, it has a really messy look, but it looks amazing. Honestly, it looks like something that's straight out of a designer's mind. So good work on that one, Riz, dude. It's
Yeah,
amazing.
yeah, absolutely. So when I did so in UK we have a subject called design and technology. So when I first came to the UK and I did this subject, they actually made us go over the entire sort of design process. So in 1 year you design something from scratch to finish, which means you go through your initial sort of your own design brief to what you want the vehicle to have. So I made an aircraft, I made a supersonic private jet concept, and in that, like, the amount of research and stuff that you have to do and actually show is very very detailed. And so Riz, the way you've done this one is straight, like it's right in the center. It's right in the center. So, obviously we gave you the design brief, which is obviously a given, but your thing is going more into the, development phase of like trying out different views and different stuff and cool stuff like this. So I just love it. I just love it. Okay. Obviously for the future, if you like, what you can do further from this is have sort of a final drawing as well. So include all of the things that you've included, but also have like a final design that you submit. Cool. Next. So this is Kush Setia, who's 19 years old. Now, this is a particularly interesting design that caught our eye because it's very unusual. Like, this is something that I was not expecting, but I really liked, and especially the way that Kush was able to explain what he's done is really nice. So it's very this looks like something that I would buy if I was in Paris, on a family trip, and I'd buy it in like light turquoise color or something like that, and then go to the Eiffel Tower or something like that. I don't know. I just really like the vibe of it. It's very cute in some sense. Cool. Sid, want to say anything?
Yeah, so actually, Kush actually mentioned in his comments that he was inspired to make this because he's been playing a lot of Fallout 4 and, those, I'm not exactly sure what the term was, but I think funk, something to do with funk. So, games like Fallout 4 and all, which really, shows what was in his thoughts when he was designing this. And even the color scheme, it's not mute, it's not boring. He's gone with turquoise and, bright colors like red and all. So I think definitely points over there for, imagination. And of course, even though he might not exactly show the, sketching skills and all, the idea is what matters. So does great work with this, honestly.
Hmm.
So, it's even an unusual form. So I like that about it. It's sort of vintage, but it's still futuristic. So I like
Hmm.
that a lot about this.
Yeah, it's very unique, very unique. Okay, cool. Next, Shoaib Ahmed. Oh man, this design, I loved it. What I particularly really like here is on the left hand side, you can see that there are some ideation sketches, which is, you know, the stuff that he was thinking about before he actually made the final one. Excuse me. Um, and on the right hand side, obviously, so this was a PDF that he submitted. There were 3 pages, and the final one had like a side view. Sorry. So what I really like about this card is that it's sort of like a mix between a Ferrari and a Lamborghini, and I just think that this looks really really cool. And I like the thing that he's done with the headlights in both the front view and the back view. It's kind of like the front almost looks like a Ferrari and the back sort of looks like a Lamborghini, but then it's combined, and I just think that's done really well. So I really like, again, this is one of those cars that I would buy. Like if this existed, I'd buy this car, man. Yeah, Sid.
Yeah, so of course the ideation sketches, the design development sketches, those were I think some of the things that did catch my eye quite immediately. But I think the best thing about this is, as this was said, how harmoniously he's actually sort of mixed two different designs that we never even expected to see together. And of course the use of color and a background. So this is not exactly something we saw in a lot of people's sketches, but they just were mentioned this to me while we were actually judging, and we had a hard time deciding, you know, what was the thought process there, as in, where we would place the design, because this is really, really cool. If we had more winners, I think this would be one of them.
Definitely.
And in general, the way he's shown the red and black contrast in the background, and he's actually written sleek and elegance. It looks like a car that, of course, as this was said, anyone would buy after they saw a commercial for this. So
Hmm.
that's a great job, Shweb.
Yeah, so yeah, sorry, I completely forgot to mention, sure, but I really like the way that you've set a mood as well, which means that obviously your rendering is incredible, but also the background really sets it, into a mood. So the posters that I made for the Invictus Design Challenge, so you might have seen a Ferrari, sort of in an isometric view with literally one stripe of white, and then a Lamborghini with a blue stripe, and then I made the Stingray 1969 with a purple stripe. So it was just very simple, very minimal, but actually set a mood that, oh wow, something really cool is happening, I love the way that you've done it in the background as well. Sure. Okay, cool. So, next one is Priyanshu Sarin. Sid, is this Don?
Yes, this is done.
All right, my friend Don, very, very well done over here. Don, I really like that, the thing on the left hand side. Um, it's not just a front view. It's kind of like a front view, but then it's not. And I just think that's really cool the way you've done that, and the way that especially in the left one, the proportions are really nice. Like it looks as if obviously it looks like a sketch, but the way the proportions and sizing has been done, it looks like it was taken out of a snapshot, which is really, really cool. And on the right hand side, it's kind of interesting to see, the way you've um, have different tires and everything. I really like the way that you've added shadows and stuff. So it sort of explains to me that, yeah, the part where it's written Panther on the right hand side is slightly more towards me than the main body of the car. So it looks really cool. It looks very, very cool, guy. All right, Sid.
And as Tejas was said, so amazing, use of surfacing, even though it's not a 3D model. So that was something that did, of course, catch our eye. And of course, the front, the slightly front, and, a little bit of the side view, that highlights some of the features of the car, such as, the wheel arches and it looks like a military truck that's ready to go into war, and I really like that aesthetic a lot. It's pretty unusual. We didn't get any other such submissions like this, so big ups to Priyanshu for this. This is rather amazing.
Very, very cool stuff, man. Okay, then we have Prasad Moore. Now, this car looks so cool. I just love the way that it's very low and it's very wide. I think that's the general theme of a sports car or a really sort of really cool looking car kind of thing. Is the general vibe. So I really liked it. I especially like I think the one on the left sort of reminds me of a Ferrari, but not completely, which is nice. So that means some sort of your own stuff has gone into it. And on the right hand side, I like the way that the headlights are made. It's a very I think you got inspired by a particular car. I'm not sure which one it is, but I just love the way that you've incorporated in both, and I also like the way that you've displayed it. So it's a very sort of simple. It's minimal, yes, but it's very, it's shaded really well, man. It's shaded really well. I really like it, and I like the way that your headlights in the front sort of have that reflective. I don't know how you did that, but it looks really cool. It has sort of this reflective shade to it, which is really nice. Sid.
Yeah, so of course, I just noticed the headlights right now, and they look. Oh, okay. I can see, the sort of, the projector headlamps, and that looks rather cool. I just noticed it now. But in general, I think it's really amazing how he has blended the designs from, companies like Pininfarina and Porsche, and maybe, I don't know, I can see a bit of Lamborghini and Koenigsegg in there.
Mm.
So those are some amazing things. And about the back view, I do genuinely love the way he's taken inspiration from the 1963 Corvette Stingray. So that is rather cool. And, the added dovetail to the lights, and how bright it is in general. So I think, of course, as they just was said, minimalism is something that was a highlight of this sketch. And of course the kind of contrast, and how the contrast is created with the roof, with the lights. I think that does a really good job of catching your eye. So that's a great job, Prasad.
Amazing stuff. Also, I love the shadows that you've very, very minimally highlighted there. I love that. Okay.
And see, I think the slightly elevated view looks rather cool. Oh, it's Abul Fatah.
Yeah. Abu Fatah. So, man, I have followed Khalid from about a year now. So we became friends on Facebook last year or something. And he kept on releasing cars and cars and cars, like his own designs, and they were just absolutely crazy. I was so like impressed with the way he was doing things. And then he started releasing some YouTube videos, which I genuinely think you guys should check out. He has this whole showreel where he has like a couple of cars, and then there's a police car chasing the other cars, and he made all of that himself in a software from Autodesk. I think that's just mind blowing. Now he for this challenge he submitted 5 different designs, and these were 2 of our favorites. Um, I'm a big fan of his designs, a huge fan of his designs. So just the way that things are designed, and especially in his most recent designs, like the one that you see on the screen right now, there's a level of detail that's really, really cool as well. So, man, obviously you know this, Khaled. I'm a big fan of yours, and thank you for being part of this challenge. Uh, Absolutely amazing, guys. Genuinely, please check his stuff out. I think you all would really benefit from it. He has some really sort of quote cheesy designs. When I say cheesy, they look like cheese. They look like clay that has been stretched or something. Yeah, not these ones, but the other ones. They just look absolutely amazing. And these 2 particular ones, are more towards the design brief that we gave. So we thought we'd highlight these, and just absolutely love the way it's been done. So congratulations, Khaled. So I think that's it for the honorable mentions. But before we leave, guys, like we said, in general, you saw that a lot of these designs that even the honorable mentions were so amazing. Like I'm reading the chat right now actually, and I can see that so many of you just loved it. So obviously the things that potentially could have been added were the way you communicated the design. So just showing really what it was that inspired you, what was the design process, and all those kind of things. I think would have been really nice to see. Yeah. Sorry, did someone say something? Oh, okay. Yeah, so that's just the general sort of thing that we would recommend. Okay, so some extra notes. So if you guys are interested, if you guys genuinely did have a good time, participating in this challenge and you liked the community aspect of it, so we'll be doing more stuff in the future. Maybe not right away because my final year, is starting, and I'm gonna be a bit busy. But for sure, we're gonna be doing things every now and then. So obviously on the chat, you guys have already seen that. We're thinking of a fictional aircraft design. We're thinking of a redesign. So we'll probably give you like a old car that you guys can redesign, stuff like that. Because I thought I saw this general theme in the chat as well. I think a lot of you were interested. So we're thinking of some more things as well, and also a 3D thing that I was going to start doing. So I'll be creating some more YouTube videos. So on my engineering and design channel. Um, so there I'll be uploading stuff like airplane design, how to make that in Fusion, how to make cars in Fusion, stuff like that. So if you guys are interested in 3D, that'll be something that's really useful for you. Um, in the like soon we'll send you a link if you want to sign up to a newsletter. So this newsletter will sort of be like basic design stuff. So as you all may know that I'm still an engineering student and final year at Imperial College London. I study aeronautical engineering, so I make a lot of planes and stuff like that. So if you guys are interested to find out more about that, you can sign up to this newsletter. You can also sign up to the newsletter to receive updates on any more challenges that we'll be creating in the future. So if that's something you're interested in, you can sign up to this newsletter. We'll send you a link soon. And yes, the WhatsApp group chat will stay for as long as you want it to stay. If you want it to stay forever, it will stay forever. Okay? Just make sure you guys are supportive and friendly and nothing, you guys are not rude to each other. As long as it's a loving community, it will stay. All right? Okay. Finally, so regarding Sid, so I believe Sid has a few exams next week, so best of luck for that, Sid. But after that, he's going to be
So
creating some YouTube tutorials and stuff. And to find out more about this, please give him a follow on Instagram, Sid that Kamarushi. Sid, have I written your Instagram correct?
yep, you've done it correct.
Okay, so guys, go to Instagram right now, follow him at Sid.Kamarushi because he uploads some really crazy designs, guys. I don't know if you've already seen this, but please do check it out and give him a follow, honestly. And as for me, like I said, I'll soon be uploading some aircraft and car design tutorials. If you guys are interested in music and stuff, so I am actually a hip hop artist, so I rap and stuff as well. I've started doing some Desi rap as well. So if you guys are interested, follow me on Text the Experience. Maybe Sid can tell you if he likes my music or not. But
That's actually amazing.
yeah, go on.
Yeah, no, honestly, your music is rather amazing. I like, actually what differs Tejas was rapping from all other, general rappers, of his age, is that his lyrics have so much meaning in them, honestly. It's so much to read. If you just look at the lyrics, you'd be like, okay, this might not be a rap, this could be a poem, but if you look at it, wow, it's an actual rap. So I think it really stays true to the actual meaning of what rap was when it started out. So I think there's a great job done over that is for the music.
Thank you, Sid. That's very kind of you. So if you guys want, like, I'll share my details on the WhatsApp group chat and stuff as well. Cool. So that's it. So if you have anything that you'd like to share with us, whether there's something that you really liked about this challenge, something you didn't like about this challenge, you can tell us. As you may know, this is actually our first time doing a challenge like this. Like I've never done something like this on my own before. Um, so if there's something that you really liked, do let us know. If you so what you can do right now actually is on the chat, on the Google Meet chat, you can type in something if you want. You can even say that you want to speak out loud. Whether if you don't want to type it, you can speak it out loud. So just type in that you want to speak out loud, and then we'll one by one allow you to speak live and tell us how you are feeling. If you don't want to do either of those, we'll actually send you a feedback form in the future as well. So yeah, that's it for now. So I'm going to stay for some questions and stuff like that. Um, if you guys want, you can share your ideas in the chat now. Sid, can you see me? Were you able to see me this entire time?
Yeah, I could see you. Yeah,
Yeah, you could see me the entire time. Okay.
I had my grid on, so yeah, I could see you.
Okay, fine.
And guys, you can also say out loud. You don't need to always type it down.
Yeah. Anything, anyone? So obviously we're getting chats which are saying challenge is awesome. When the certification prize will be sent. So Parth, since you are a winner, just send me a personal message either on WhatsApp or email, whatever you prefer, and we'll talk about details for bank transfer and stuff like that. And regarding the certificate, we'll send it out as soon as possible. We'll keep you updated on that as well. But you'll definitely get it. Don't worry, you will definitely get it. By the way, the certificates are they're going to be digital because of Corona. I don't think I'm able to send you physical certificates, but we'll send you digital ones for sure. Okay. By the way, regarding if you weren't a winner or if you were not on the honorable mentions, please don't let that discourage you guys. The reason why, again, I'm just clarifying this. The reason we created this challenge as a challenge and not a competition was so that
Oh no, I
everyone
think
is.
Tejas was frozen, or is it just me?
Can
I think
everybody
you're
hear me?
frozen between. Yeah,
I'm
Tejas, I think.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, I can hear you, and I think. Yeah, I think your audio and video just went away for I don't
Okay.
know about 15 seconds.
Okay. What was the last thing you heard?
Uh, God, I'm not sure. I was speaking at the same time.
Oh, it's fine.
So if you could just repeat whatever you were saying in the last 10, 15
Yeah.
seconds. I think it was regarding something else.
Yeah, so I was just saying, like, if if you were not a winner or if you were not in the honorable mentions, don't let that discourage you. Like, I'm just saying this again. Like, the reason why we created this challenge as a challenge and not as a competition was that so that you guys can really learn from each other and grow this community side of things. So if you weren't able to win, that's completely fine, guys. Like, it doesn't matter. Okay. And as for I hope that the winners and the honorable mentions were able to really inspire you. There's no need for any sort of jealousy or anything. It's more for inspiration purposes. So if there's something in particular that you really liked from the other person's designs, take inspiration from it. Talk to the person personally or on the chat, whatever you like. Talk to them and say, "Yo, I really liked this. It'll be really cool to for you to teach me," or something like that. Ask your elders or ask your peers, anything of that sort. So, by the way, I heard it's one of your birthdays. So your username is typical teenager. What's your actual name?
Manon's birthday, I think.
Manan, is that you?
It's
Okay.
it's Manan. So
Happy
happy
birthday,
birthday,
Manan.
Manan, dude.
Yeah, dude, congratulations. Um, Also, that
Have a
means
great
you
day,
are
man.
1 year older than the thing that I have sent on the chat. But that's not a problem. Hope you don't mind. Okay. Anything else, guys? Anything else people would like to say? Um, please don't feel shy. You can switch your cameras on and speak if you want. This is now informal, whatever you like to say. Any ideas you have? Anything else you'd like to see from our next challenge or something like that? Come on, guys, please don't be shy.
Yeah.
Okay. In that case, I'll just wait for 5 more minutes. You guys can stick around if you want. If you guys want to leave, that's completely cool as well. Um, but basically, 5 more minutes. If no one says anything.
Hey, hello, tech.
Hi, is that you, Sunny?
Can you hear me? Yes, yes.
Hi, man.
Hello.
Yeah, I think you're a bit laggy. So if you just if you can switch your camera off and then just use your audio, I think we'll be able to hear you better.
Okay, okay, okay. Give me a sec.
Sure. Yeah, try to speak now.
Yes. Can you hear me?
Yep, we can.
Hello.
Yeah,
First of
Sunny,
all,
go ahead.
thank you. I am very glad, and and it was a very great experience.
Yeah.
And everyone is very supportive, and the design challenge I liked it very much. Thank you, everybody.
Oh, that's really sweet, man. Thank you for
Uh,
sharing that.
yes,
It's great. It's good to know so many people have so many positive comments about this challenge.
Yeah.
So I think that really motivates us to continue doing such things.
Yeah.
So Tejas was actually saying we could actually make this a an
it
annual
really was
thing.
great, man.
Sorry.
I think you should do more stuff like that
Ah,
in
yeah, I
future.
think it's really cool.
That's really kind, Sunny. Yeah, so as Sid was actually saying, I was planning on, if this went well, which it has, I think it's exceeded Sid's expectations and my expectations, which is really cool. So we were actually planning on doing this every year. So especially the Invictus Design Challenge would happen every year, where you'd be given a design brief and you design an entire car from scratch. Other challenges, may happen around the year as well. So the fictional aircraft stuff, the the redesign a car stuff, all of that is very possible. So like, if you guys are interested in that, obviously just let us know. If you have any ideas for a challenge, let us know, and we'll try to carry that through as well.
I was very excited for that also, but as I said, my PC was broke down, and I don't know what happened to it,
Yeah.
but it's not running. So maybe when I'll get the new one,
Yeah.
then I'll be there.
Yeah, for
Sure,
sure.
Sunny.
For sure. I mean, don't like I said, like I don't think something's gonna happen right away, but probably in like maybe a few weeks, maybe a few months time, we'll do another one. Like I said, because like my fourth year is starting and my final year, so I have to like look for jobs and all that stuff. So that's going to take a time. Yeah.
Actually, I really like to talk to people, to the community from the design, and I recently met Don, the Priyanshu, I think his name was Priyansh,
Yeah.
and we we like to talk many times till I think 12 a.m. We only on design, and he was the one who really inspired me. He's a great guy, and you guys are awesome. All that I could say.
Oh, that's really kind. So what you're saying? Oh, that's really sweet. Thank you for sharing that, man. That's really nice to hear. I did not know of that. That's really nice. Shreib said, just wanted to say thank you guys for creating this challenge. I was really able to get out of my comfort zone and design with different views and proportions and other research stuff. Yeah, we were hoping for that, Shreib. Also, obviously, like your design was absolutely crazy. We loved it. We absolutely loved it. Yeah.
Yeah, there wasn't too much limitations like other design challenges. So I really appreciate that.
Yeah, I was a mayhem of doing this.
So are you saying that, other design challenges are limited? In what sense are you talking about, Sunny? Can you let us know?
You can say they are more about to make the design in their sense. They
Hmm.
want us to work in the environment they want.
Hmm. Yeah,
Yeah, and I think
And
in addition to that, a
the
lot of
purity of the person, the his you can say what you can say his signature styling, that always ruined, I think.
yeah, definitely. I've
uh,
experienced that as well. Yeah, says it?
yeah, and honestly, I think the best thing that we thought was really great about this challenge was that we were actually willing to see everybody's design process as well. So that's really something that you don't get to see in a lot of other design challenges. They just want a simple render of your sketch, and that's the end of it. But honestly, the fact that a lot of you even submitted such great research, it honestly it just was amazing.
Hmm. Yeah, even to some extent, like I remember when I designed a rocket for this challenge in Autodesk, and like I really wanted to show, what my ideas were, why I made it the way I made it, and like even from an engineering perspective, I wanted to show it, but they only allowed one file. So I was like, oh, that's not cool. So I had to really think of a way to, combine everything I wanted to show into one file. So what I actually ended up doing was I made a very long file, but it was PDF, so you could zoom into it. And then I made a presentation. I took a snapshot of each presentation, put it in the file, and made it into a long, long, long PDF so they could zoom and stuff. So I was still qualified. But I just think, like, if you just show the final design, then what most people are going to do is just look at the way it looks rather than the functionality of it and why it was designed. So if you're designing a rocket for
Yeah,
a specific
exactly.
purpose, you should know why it looks the way it does, kind of thing,
Yeah.
So definitely, I smell popcorn. Anyways,
Something over there.
I'm not sure what's happening. I think someone might be. Yeah, that's the smoke alarm. Somebody's making something. Anyways, yeah. Okay, so if that's all, guys, if nobody has anything else to say, I think we'll call it a day. And thank you guys for, taking part in this challenge. Thank you for submitting your designs. Thank you for being part of the community. And obviously, this is not the end. There's a lot more that's going to happen. So stick around if you like. Sign up to the newsletter that we'll send you. Follow Sid on Instagram. Follow me on Instagram if you like. That'll be cool. All right, guys, take care. And hope to see you soon, I guess. Hope to see you soon.
Yeah, hopefully.
Thank you. Sorry, how do you pronounce your name? Okay, they left. So I don't know, sir. All right, guys, take care. I'm going to end the meeting now.
Yep. All right then.
All right, see you guys. Bye
Thank
bye bye bye.